Hey, it's Dwayne, and this is episode 27 of Trading with G, teaching kids and adults about money. What we do is we teach biblical principles through money. We have a risk management strategy that we use in the market that's designed around the biblical meaning of numbers, right?
Yeah, and you could also join our group on Facebook, and it's called Trading with G.
Trading with G. There's a link in the description of this video. It's a good group to join because any moves we make throughout the week, you're going to be the first to know when you're in our Facebook group. What we did was we started Gerrick out with $100 in his Cash App account. Yes, you can trade stocks using Cash App if you're in the United States. If you're outside the United States, there's all sorts of different platforms you can use. You can Google it. I know in Canada, they can use Wealth Simple. Europe, they can use Revolut, as well as Webull and Robinhood. Same way for Australia, and same way for Asia. Anywhere in the world, there is an app that you can put on your phone and trade stocks.
It's called Cash App.
But we use Cash App, yes. And every week, Gerrick gets $10 added to his account for doing your what?
Chores.
For doing his chores. And we are trading his allowance into a fortune, right? I think he's going to be surprised by the time he is a teenager just how much his account has grown. And I think you'll be surprised too. But Gerrick, before we get started, we gotta let them know one thing. What do we need to let them know? And subscribe to our channel. And if you'll do us one other favor, we would greatly appreciate it. We're fairly new, so not a lot of people know about us. Please, please, please share our videos out. Let people know we exist. It just helps us out, and we greatly appreciate it. But Gerrick, this episode, you know what it's called?
Yeah.
What is it called?
Value or vision.
It's called When Vision Meets Value. When vision meets value. It's kind of a play on words. Why? Because Vizio rocketed up the charts on Friday and made a huge move.
On the I'm pretty sure month or week chart, it was up super good.
And we're going to show that. Just so you know, Vizio's motto is where vision meets value. So we turned it around and said when vision meets value, or when value, I guess you could say either or, when value meets vision too. But the reason is when value meets vision. Vizio, I'm going to show this to you real quick here. Vizio, this is their earnings. Vizio didn't just beat their earnings, they exceeded all reasonable expectations. They, what you called, blew their earnings out of the water, way more than everybody was expecting. And if we look at Vizio, and that's why it made such a huge move. If we look at Vizio and we look at their earnings that they just came out with, they surprised the market by over 300% on their earnings per share. And that is just absolutely phenomenal. And why that is because Vizio is one of those companies that were paying down their debt. They were getting their company together, and they were one of those companies that they just recently started turning a profit. And when you have a company that goes from the negative column into the positive column, you get really big surprises.
Also found this right here.
So we're in Vizio. We're going to talk about it today, right? All right.
But look at this. Look at, oh, I'll show you something. Erase that, Dad.
Erase that? All right. Gerrick wants to show you something. Right there. All right. What are you going to show us?
Look at all this look at all this right here.
Oh, yeah, all that's beautiful. That goes along with this number here that I showed of the surprise. But look at their net income. Up 590%. Diluted EPS up 600%. Net profit margin up over 600%. Operating income up over 170%. And net change in cash is plus 132%. Vizio absolutely blew their numbers out of the water. And for that reason, I don't think that this rally is just a pump. I think you're going to see Vizio continue to go up until it meets its new value. And the reason I say when your value meets your vision, why? Because Vizio had a vision for their company, right? They had a vision to build a profitable company. And now that they've maintained that vision, now their value finally meets their vision. And I think their motto, where vision meets value, is such a great motto. So, Gerrick, there's going to be times in your life, okay? This is called when vision meets when value meets vision, I should say. There's going to be times in your life that you're going to be in a bad situation or you're going to be hurt by somebody. And it's going to be hard to find value. It could be in a person, it could be in a situation you're in, it could be in a stock that you're in on the market. It's going to be hard to find value. But you know what? You still have to look for the good. You have to look for the good in people, and you have to look for the good in the situation, right? Then there's also going to be times in your life where not a lot of people see value in you. And you know what you do during those times? You keep building God's vision for you. You just keep going and you don't quit, and you keep building his vision. And soon, if you keep building your vision, your value will meet your vision and people will see your worth. You understand that? Just like the episodes we're doing right now. Not a lot of people watch our episodes, right? But we put out some really good content and we know it. So soon in the future, our value will meet our vision, just like Vizio's did. Pretty cool, right? Well, today we're going to take a look at a few trades, but I say, why don't we get into it?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go trade?
Yeah.
Let's go trade. All right, I'll let you share your screen. Now, if you are brand new and this is your first time,
This is what your screen is going to look like.
And you say, I want to trade stocks with those fellas. They seem pretty cool and they know how to make money. We're going to show you how you can get started with us, trading along with us right from this episode, should you choose to do that. And we're going to show you from Cash App because that's what we use. Gerrick, do you want to tell them a little bit about Cash App? What are they going to look at?
You're going to look at the left bottom corner. You're going to look at the left bottom corner.
First of all, when you open Cash App, you're going to see this green screen, right?
Yeah, and on the left bottom corner.
Left bottom corner.
You're going to see a dollar amount.
A dollar amount.
You're going to press that dollar amount, or it might be a bank or house.
It might be a bank or house. If you don't have any money in your account, go ahead and press that.
So press the bank or house, or if it says has money, just press that right there.
Press the dollar amount. So we're pressing the $38.
Then you're going to come down and press stocks. But if you're brand new, your screen's going to look like this. You have to buy stocks first.
You have to buy your first stock before your screen will look like ours. So you just search for your first stock. Your screen's going to look like this.
Like Ford.
But if you want to search for like Ford, for instance, there it is. You hit the buy button. You put how much you want to buy. And bada bing, bada boom. It's that easy, right?
Yeah. And then
once you buy your first stock,
your screen's going to look much like ours.
Much like ours. You're going to see your chart. You're going to see a list of your stocks.
You're going to see your buy orders that you've done.
You're going to see your buy orders that you've done. And you're going to see all those things, right? So if you're buying them though, if you're buying them on the weekend and you're new, they're not going to buy until Monday morning. So your screen won't look like ours until after Monday morning, right?
Uh-huh.
But the first things first, I want to let you know, if you're new, how you get started. If you're using our risk management strategy and you want to do what we did, I'm going to explain to you how our risk management strategy works and how much you would trade put in each trade if you were using our risk management strategy that we use. And this doesn't matter whether you're trading with start out with $100 or you start out with $1 million. It really doesn't matter. But what you're going to want to do is on the very first 5 stocks that we have listed, whatever your starting balance is, you're going to take 9% of that and put in each one of those first 5 stocks. So if you have $100, 9% would be what?
9% will be
$9, right? If you have $1,000, 9% would be $90. If you have $10,000, 9% would be $900. But you're going to take 9% of your starting balance and put in the first 5 stocks. That's a total of 45% of your balance. So the first 5 stocks that we have listed are Peloton, Virgin Galactic, Vizio, Zoom Video Communications, and Broadcom. Those are the first 5 that we have listed. And I'll be honest with you, we're going to be setting Broadcom for a sell today. So Ford would be, you would move it up the list. You wouldn't buy Broadcom. You would buy Peloton, Virgin Galactic, Vizio, Zoom, and Ford. Skip over Broadcom because we are selling it. We're going to set it for a sell today. After you have your first 5, the next one down, whatever balance you have left over, your other 55%, you're going to take 9% of that and you're going to buy the next one on the list, which would be Restaurant Brands International. I know it says 270, but you cannot buy 270 on Cash App anymore. There's nothing wrong with the stock. It's just that Cash App has strict volume requirements. So you're going to buy Restaurant Brands International. And after that, the other stocks on the list, they're no longer on the board on Cash App either. So you're going to have 6 stocks. The first 5, you're going to take 9% of your starting balance and put in each one. Skip over Broadcom. We're going to set it for a sell today. And then after those first 5, you're going to take 9% of whatever balance you have left and buy the next one, which would be Restaurant Brands International. So you're going to have 6 stocks that you're starting out with. In addition to that, we do have some buy and sell orders on the books, right, Gerrick?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to show you those. Now, when you buy a stock and it comes down, if it comes down, okay, we manage our risk. So we plan for it to go both ways, both up and down. You know, we're planning for it to go either way, and we know exactly what we're going to do, whether it goes either direction. But when you're buying, when stocks come down and you're buying more, whatever your dollar amount is that you entered into them for. So if you're starting with $100 and you purchase $9 worth, your next buy would be $9. You would be buying it in $9 increments. If you have $13 in the trade for your first buy and it comes down, you buy another $13 worth. If you have $1,000 in the trade and it comes down to the next point, you buy another $1,000 worth. So whatever you're entering in that trade, whatever dollar amount, that's the increments you're going to buy on the way down. So let's talk about that. We have a buy set for Restaurant Brands International, right?
Mm-hmm.
For what price?
The price is $64.51.
So we're
going
going
to buy $6.75.
We're going to buy more Restaurant Brands International if it hits $64.51. Why are we buying $6.75? Because when we entered the trade, 9% of our available balance was $6.75. So we're buying it in $6.75 increments. We also have a buy order to buy more Ford if the price hits what, Gerrick?
We also have a price if it hits $7.53. We're going to buy $13 at Ford.
Correct. When we bought Ford, $13 was 9% of our available balance. So we're buying it in $13 increments. So if the price hits $7.53, we're going to buy more Ford. And then we also have a buy set for Zoom. What is the Zoom one?
The Zoom one, if it hits on $56.34, we're going to buy $9 of Zoom.
We're going to buy more Zoom if it hits $56.34. The Vizio, we're going to cancel the Vizio out because we're going to do something else with Vizio. We had a buy down there to protect it, but Vizio's it flew way up. So we don't need to have a buy on Vizio down there anymore because the chances of it coming down there is very small. So we're going to cancel out Vizio. Go ahead and cancel Vizio. The buy. And those are our buys. Along with our buys, once you own the stock, you have them purchased, you can go ahead and add sell orders. And what our current sell orders are, we don't have sell orders on all of our stocks, but we do on a couple of them, right? We have a sell order on Broadcom, which we're going to cancel out because we're going to be setting it to sell. Do you want to go ahead and hit cancel on Broadcom? Cancel out Broadcom?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have a sell order on Zoom for how much?
We have a sell order on Zoom if it hits $92.
So if Zoom hits $92 a share, we have it scheduled to sell all of our Zoom. And those are our buys and sell orders that we currently have on the books. You know, once you get those stocks bought. So let's go ahead and get into it, Gerrick. This week was a strange week. We were up on Friday. We were down a little bit for the week. We're down for the month, but it's a strange week because even though we were down, we didn't fall lower than our lowest point the week before. So we were just kind of caught in the middle. Why? Because we had such a big up last week. So we've came down a little bit. But we're still above our recent low point from the beginning of last week, if that makes sense. So we're still holding above. We look like we're getting ready to turn to the upside. We're starting to hit some support right here. And you know, this could turn to the upside and fly up, or it could run into resistance and come back down here and hit this support. So either's possible. It really doesn't matter in the scheme of things. I mean, this is very, very close to where it is now. There's not much difference between those 2 points. But this does have a lot of potential, Gerrick, to fly up. You know that? This has a lot of potential to fly up and overall. And we're going to take a look at some of our stocks. So, you know, some of them we're going to skip over. If we're good, we're situated in them. We're just going to skip over them, but I do want to look at several of our stocks today. So what's the first one that we want to look at?
Our first one we want to look at is Vizio.
We'll look at Vizio here pretty quickly. Let's look at Peloton first. Let's just go down the list. Okay. So go ahead and click Peloton. We're going to skip over some of them, but we're going to go over some of them. Peloton came down. This is a really strange one. Right now, we're down almost 30% in the trade. It went up. It came back down. This may go lower. Gerrick, if we look at this, do you see this peak down right here, 541? minus this peak down, which is about 441.
Uh-huh.
That's $1. This could go to $3.41 in the future. But there's a chance that this could go back up and we could get out up here around $6 to $7 as well. So I'm looking at it. It came back down and it fell lower than these monthly corrections, but it's starting to look like it has potential maybe to fly up there real quick before coming back down. So, you know, if it comes down, it comes down, and we can always buy more down there. But I think right now may be a time to buy Peloton. And the reason I say that is our average cost per share is $6.40. If we buy now, we can lower our average cost per share. And if it does go up, it shoots up before coming back down, we have a better chance of getting out of the trade. So, you know, we're buying Peloton in $15 increments. What do you say? What do you think? You think we should go ahead and buy some more now? What do you think?
Buy some what?
Peloton?
Yeah.
Or do you think we should set a buy order on down lower? It's really hard to tell.
Down lower.
I think we should buy more now, and we should probably set a buy order on
I want
down
to do it down lower.
on down lower. What do you think?
Down lower.
Do you want to buy some now too?
Yeah.
You want to buy some now? Let's go ahead and buy some now, and we will set a buy point on down lower as well. Go ahead and hit the buy button. We're buying this in $15 increments, if you remember. So we're going to set it to buy Monday morning.
So $3.15.
Yep. At the time we purchased Peloton, $15 was 9% of our available balance, and we're good. So we placed that to buy on Monday. Where do we want to set our next buy order on, Gerrick?
Next buy order.
Do we want to set it down there? Do you see this valley right here? The bottom of this is 541 minus 441. That's easy math. That's $1. So if we take $1 off of 441, that would put us down there around 341. Why don't we set our next buy at $3.42? What do you say? We'll set it 1 penny higher. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and hit the buy button. We're going to do a change order type, and we're going to do a custom purchase order. And we're going to set this for 342. So 342. So 342. So we're going to set it, and we're going to set another $15 to buy there. Since we're buying it in $15 increments, we're going to set it for 90 days because we can always cancel it, right? And confirm. And done. So let's see here.
We got one.
So if we look, it's set right here to buy $15 worth of Peloton if the price hits $3.42. And we're also buying more on Monday morning when the market opens on Peloton. So that's Peloton. Let's go to our next one. What's our next one?
Virgin Galactic Holdings.
Virgin Galactic. Click on Virgin Galactic.
It was down.
Virgin Galactic was down on Friday. It was down this week, but here's what's strange. It really wasn't down per se. Virgin Galactic's been having some big swings. If we look on Wednesday, it shot way up. I mean, it was up like 26% on Wednesday. Now it's came back down since then, but this is kind of caught between those two time frames where it went up, came back down, went back up, came down a little bit, and that's why it's showing it's down on the week. It shows it's up on the month, but it shows it's down on the week. In fact, we're up over 16% on the month. Right now in Virgin Galactic, we're down a little over 22%. And this is looking really good. You see how this is catching support right here, Gerrick? Right here around $1.76. This could catch support down here on this peak, but it's got good places it can catch support on. If it even wanted to, it could come all the way back down to this peak down here at $1.53, because it didn't quite hit that. So it went down to $1.56. It didn't hit the $1.53. But if it comes back and hits this peak, I anticipate it coming back very slowly at a real gradual pace. And that's a good thing. That's what you really want to see when you come back. You want to see this just kind of trickle down, because when you see that, you know the explosion up is coming. And it may bounce off support here and go even higher. But Virgin Galactic is looking good, Gerrick. We look really good. We've been buying $1 worth of Virgin Galactic each week, right? So let's go ahead and go buy our dollar's worth. Gerrick gets $10 a week added to his account. So he's using 10% of what he gets to buy Virgin Galactic each week. Since this is one of our longer term trades, we really believe that Virgin Galactic is going to go up substantially in the future. So let's go ahead and buy your dollar's worth. Go ahead and hit the buy, Gerrick.
Okay.
And we're going to buy our dollar's worth. Hit $1.
Okay.
Hit next. Schedule. And done. And if we look, it's set to buy $1 of Virgin Galactic on Monday morning. I think Virgin Galactic's going to rock and roll this week. I think there's a really good possibility that it rocks and rolls. But if it comes down slowly, it's going to that $1.53 mark, and then I think it's going to rock and roll again. So I like where we're sitting with Virgin Galactic right now. Virgin Galactic, by the way, what do they do, Gerrick?
They launch spacecraft. They launch
space tourism.
They do space tourism where they blast people into space.
They blast people into space
and see space, where they get to see space.
Yep. What's the next one on the list? We're going to take a look at this one. This is the one we've been talking about. Let's take a look at this. Vizio. Up over 26% on Friday, and it didn't come down. It held, and it's starting to go back up again. I do think that Vizio is really going to rock and roll up there. It's going to go on into a new zone and create a new value for itself. Where could Vizio go this week? It's hard to tell. We should go to the bottom of this valley over here, which is around $7.17. It's at $6.68 now. If it goes up here, here's how we're going to play this, Gerrick. If this comes up to $7.17 and it just kind of sits there, it starts slowing up, we're going to sell there for a pretty good profit. But if this blows past there and it goes up even higher, there's a good chance that Vizio could be coming up here to maybe around, $17 is not out of the question. $17 is not out of the question. Could come up here to $9, around $8 to $9. That's a good possibility. So we're going to see where it goes. If it comes up to $7.17 and kind of slows up, we'll sell there. If it comes up to around $9 and slows up, we'll sell there. If it blows past both of those, we're probably looking to sell this around, $15 to $17. So Vizio has a lot of potential. We're looking so good in this. I mean, they just blew their earnings out of the water. They're a company that is finally starting to turn a profit. And investors, you know what they like, Gerrick? You know what investors like?
Yeah.
They like companies that make money. There's a lot of companies that don't make any money that have a lot of potential, but those companies that make money, especially when they just started turning a profit, they've got a lot of room for growth. And those are the kind of companies that investors really like. So I like Vizio. Remember, Grandpa gave us that? Thank Grandpa. Tell him thank you for Vizio.
Thank you.
That's shaping up to be a good trade. We're going to skip over Zoom. We're good in Zoom right now. We've got our buys and our sell orders set. Zoom's just kind of doing its thing. It's not really moving a whole lot right now, but it is looking like soon, probably within the next week or two, it's going to break out. It's going to make a break. So right now, there's really not much to talk about on Zoom other than we own it and we're holding it and we like it. What's the next one down, Gerrick?
The next one down is Zoom video communication was down.
We already talked about Zoom. What's the next one down that we have on the list?
Broadcom.
Broadcom. Go ahead and hit Broadcom. We are going to talk about Broadcom. You know why?
It's
Broadcom was up big this week. They were up over 8% on the week. They're up over 5% on the month. They were up over 5% on Friday. They're looking good. This is one that we owned in my company for adults, my company where I help people build their retirement accounts. This is one that we owned in Imperio, right?
uh-huh.
And we made a nice profit on it. And Gerrick, look at where you're at in it. Where are you at right now? How much are you up?
9.11%.
9.11%. You're up almost 10%, a little under 10%. You've made a good profit. Could Broadcom go up further? Yes, it could. But could Broadcom come down, back down? Unfortunately, I have to say, yes, it could. It could come down just as easily as it goes up further. We've made 9% on the trade. We're happy. Let's go in and sell this. Let's lock down those profits. What do you say?
I'm gonna keep it in case it goes up. Because I think it's gonna go up more because I see like on Broadcom.
What do you see?
On the intro, we haven't checked that. Look how up it is.
It's at a new all-time high, Gerrick.
So maybe it could come over up to like this peak right here.
It could come back there.
And then it could go down.
But here's the thing.
Shoot up.
Here's the thing. If we sell it here and it comes back down there, guess what we can do?
Huh.
We can buy it back. Right? Plus, we have a lot of risk in trades right now. We need to take some risk off the table. We don't have a lot in our available balance. So right now, where Broadcom sets, the smart thing to do is to sell it. And that's what we're going to do, okay? You got to trust Daddy on this one. You could be right. It could go higher. But this is about managing the ride. Remember? We manage the ride. We're going to manage the ride. We're going to take some risk off the table. We're going to be happy with the win that God gave us, which is over 9%. And we're going to go look for something else that we can profit in or utilize our dollars that we have in maybe one of the other trades that's down that we need to buy more in. So let's go ahead and hit and sell Broadcom. Hit sell. Hit sell. Look, you're making $2 on $23. That's not too bad. Hit all. Next. Schedule. And done. And let's look and see. It's going to sell Broadcom on Monday morning. It's anticipated to sell it at 957.19. And it's currently setting at 957.52. So that's not that far off of where it is. 957.52, and it's going to sell it at 957.19. That's fine. That's not really that far off. So
Maybe the next one probably not gonna check because just the ball was actually pretty much down today.
it is. We'll look at it though. So Broadcom, congrats. We made a profit on it. It's going to sell Monday morning, and we're going to lock those profits down in the profit column. What's the next one on the list?
Next one is
Ford.
Motor.
Ford, we're not going to do anything right now with Ford. We own it. We also have a buy order set if it comes down. It was down over 6% on the week. You know, we're just managing our ride in Ford. We do think that Ford is eventually going to come back up a pretty good amount. So we're just buying it as it goes down right now. And we already own it. We have our buy order set. I showed you that at the start of us looking at these trades, so you know what that is. What's our next one on the list?
Our next one is 72 Vizio.
270 Bio.
Come look how down this
It is down. It is down. But I'm going to tell you what. Okay.
It might shoot up. It might shoot up a lot.
When it goes up, it probably will. We're down.
Have a big profit on it.
When it I think we will too. When it went down, it's down 71%. And
it's gonna make a big profit.
Unfortunately, we can't buy more because they took it off the board on Cash App. But we do believe that it's going to come back up here to around $8 and $8.50, $8.40, somewhere in there. We believe it's going to shoot back up here when it does come back up, right?
Yeah, I want to look at news.
And our cost average in it is $7.63 a share. So if it comes back up to at least $8.50, we're still going to make a good profit on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd like to buy more down here. They took it off the board. If it does crash down there quite a ways, then we'll look to buy it on another app.
If it maybe goes down, it might make a big profit, and we might get lots of money from that.
If it does go down further and it crashes down, you know, pretty substantially, if it becomes worth 10% of the value that we have in it. So right now we have $54 in it.
It might come up and
if it becomes worth, instead of $15, it becomes worth $5.40, we'll go look to buy all the volume, all these $54. We'll look to buy another $54 worth at that point.
It might go up more than
But
it
has to come down quite a ways for us to do that. And we would look to buy it, of course, on another platform, like maybe Robinhood, for instance. So we're not going to worry about it right now. We're going to let it do its thing. I still think it has a really good potential of coming back up here to around $8.50 before crashing down all the way down there where we're talking about, which is about 3 times less than where it is now. So
it would shoot more up than you power.
It'd have to go down to around
like
probably around 50 cents. It would have to go down to around 50 cents a share, maybe a little bit more.
It might be like that. Might if it went down a lot and it went up,
and
it must be higher than.
And it's at $2.18 now. And interesting. Look at this, Gerrick. You see how it created this low back at the end of October?
Yeah.
Even though it's down this week, it's still maintaining. It still is above that low that it created.
It's probably low.
In fact, you see how it's kind of coming down and evening out?
Yeah.
It looks like it's hitting this correction right here, right around $2.15.
It might go down more than that.
See, it's hitting its correction. Actually, this is a really good time to buy it. If you're able to buy it, this is a really good time to buy it. Because see how it's came back down really slow and it hit this correction? This is getting ready to jump up.
Yeah, it's getting ready to jump probably higher than you power did.
We'll probably see this jump up pretty significantly this week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it comes all the way back up to $8.50 this week.
We had
It
U
could.
Power. It went like 64 cents.
It shot up. When they go up, they can go up fast, can't they?
Yeah, 270 might go higher than U Power because look how down that thing is.
It very well could, Gerrick. It very well could shoot up there to around $8.50 this week. It is possible, but one thing I know, it's probably not probable. It's possible, but it's not probable. But one thing I know is that it's starting to hit the support, and it's probable that it will take a nice jump up. It may not go all the way up to $8.
Our next video might
but
be,
it still could take a really nice jump up. It probably would go up here to around $3 if it did.
Our next video might be about 275 if it went way up. We might talk about that one.
We will.
If you don't see it off the board, we might tell that we sold it.
Well, we're gonna buy more.
Yeah, we might buy more if it goes down a lot again.
When it's off the board on Cash App, we just can't buy anymore. It's still trading in the market. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the stock. It's just that Cash App has strict volume requirements. So it's still trading in the market and the value's still moving, and we can sell what we have whenever we want. If we want to buy it, though, we'll have to buy it on another platform. Yeah. So we're going to wait to see how it develops first.
Restaurant Brands International is our next one.
Restaurant Brands International.
It did good. It was up.
We're good on it. We're up right now, right?
Yeah, we're up.
We're up, but we're looking to go more. We're up 1.48%.
It might go up a little more though.
We're in good position on Restaurant Brands International. We own it. We have our buy order set to buy more. We're good there. I'm going to go ahead and skip over Restaurant Brands International.
But look at WeWork. We can't do this.
We're going to talk about WeWork here in a second.
Yeah.
U-Power, we're good there. We own it. We're letting it do its thing. Same way with Purple. Purple has came down quite a bit, though. I do want to talk about Purple. Purple is a bit concerning.
Am I coming back up on the board?
Purple seems like they're having some issues with the management of their company. And that's kind of scary at times. So the way we're playing Purple, we're down 79% on Purple. In fact, we were up at one point. We should have closed it for profit, but again, I got greedy, right? We got greedy. But the way we're playing Purple is, Gerrick, if you look right here, if you take this valley minus this valley, okay? And then you take that and subtract it from the bottom of this valley right here, you end up at 13 cents. So is it possible that Purple could go down to 13 cents? Yes, it is possible. And is it possible that it could explode back up here to around $5? Yes, that's possible too. But we have to look at the risk associated with Purple. So the way we're playing Purple is we're going to let Purple do its thing. Okay? It's going to do whatever Purple does. If it comes back up here to around $5, we're looking to sell up there. But if it goes down to 13 cents, we will look to buy an equal dollar amount as to what we have in the total trade. So we have $22.60 in the trade right now. If it comes down to 13 cents, we'll buy another $22.60 worth of Purple down there. Of course, we won't be able to buy it on Cash App, but we'll have to buy it on maybe Robinhood or Webull or another app, and we can do that. I'm not going to worry about it until it gets down to that level, if it does come down to that level. But that's where we're setting in Purple right now. They have some issues. They could get them figured out. This could turn back up to the upside, or it could come down lower. But the good thing is about this, Gerrick, we have 3 trades that are in the cellar right now. You know what those 3 trades are?
Mm-hmm.
U-Power, Purple, and WeWork, right?
WeWork right now is off the board, but we can't check it.
These trades are in the basement, right? There's a chance that these trades could fail. There's also a chance that they could be very successful too still.
Yeah, they might be successful or they might fail, but there's probably successful. They might come on back on the board sometime.
And here's the thing. If just one of them is successful and it shoots way up, it'll make up for the other two that fell. It can make up for the other two that fell. So we're kind of looking at UPower, Purple, and WeWork kind of as a whole right now.
We want WeWork to come back up on.
And you know what? We may make a profit off of all of them.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about WeWork though, right?
Yeah.
If you notice and you've bought it and you're trading it with us, you probably have this that says OTC symbol. That means that it is no longer traded on the NASDAQ. It is traded on what's called over the counter, or what some people know them as the pink sheets. The pink sheets. It's traded on the penny stock market.
And you might see this button that only says sell.
It's still got a value to it. It's not going to show you what the value is, but I'm going to show you how you could see the value. And actually, after WeWork filed bankruptcy, their stock has been climbing. It went up over 91% this week. It's pretty incredible. And I said, that WeWork can still do that. It can still shoot way up there. So, they can figure it out and they can get things corrected, because their bankruptcy is a restructuring bankruptcy. And there's been other companies that have had to restructure their company and go through bankruptcy that have ended up being successful. Many times they fell, but there are those that do end up getting it right and being successful. So WeWork has value. You just can't see it on the chart. It looks like it doesn't have any value, but I'm going to show you how you see that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here for a second, and we'll come back. Okay. Do you see my screen? If we type in here, guys, if you just go to Google and you type in, really simple, WeWork stock. WeWork stock. It's right there. WeWork stock. You'll see it was up over 23% on Friday. The past 5 days, it's up over 198%. It is headed back up there. I don't know exactly how high it'll go, but
it needs to look how down.
I think there's a potential this could come back up here on a spike.
It could probably come on
right here. Look,
spike.
it could come back up here.
Spike.
It could be pushed back up here on a spike, right around $6. It could come up. Let me see. My drawing's not the greatest. It could come back up to the bottom of this valley. If you look at the top of this spike, it didn't quite hit the bottom of this valley. Let's look at that and make sure. I've looked at it several times, but I'm sure it has not hit it yet. Give me just a second. So if we look at the bottom of this valley, it is $6.68. And the top of this spike right here is $5.74.
We want to keep on an eye on this peak right here.
Yep. It could come back up to the bottom of here and then get pushed back down, right?
Yeah,
or the bottom of here.
Back on that peak.
To that 265.
Could go up a little and then go down a little.
Yeah, this is resistance right here, this 265. So, it'll have to get past that resistance. I think our cost average in this is a little over $4. So we're going to see what this does, but it does have the potential that it could fly back up here to around $6. We'll be in profit if it does that. We'll have a nice profit if it does that. So we're going to have to wait and see. But the good thing is after filing bankruptcy to restructure, WeWork is up 198% the past week.
Whoa!
I think that's pretty positive, don't you?
5 days though, 5 days.
That's the past week, yep. So I'm going to show you how you can see your value on WeWork. You can go Google it and you can see what the current price is. But if you go to WeWork and you hit sell, go ahead and hit sell, Gerrick. We're not going to sell it now. Don't confirm it. If you hit sell, it'll tell you the value. So the approximate amount of sell, we would get $3.68 right now. And we know that we have how much in the trade?
$10.45.
$10.45. So we'd really like to see this get above $10.45. But it is.
Look at the news though.
I just want you guys to know. We'll look at it here in a second. I just want you guys to know this is trading. It's trading on the pink sheets or the over-the-counter market. So it does have a value, and you know, when you're ready to sell it, you are able to sell it, and it'll tell you what that value is. Right now, it's about $3.68. So let's look at the news, Gerrick. You want to look at the news? What's that say?
It says WeWork stock has continued to strange trend of the bankruptcy bounce.
WeWork stock has continued the strange trend of the bankruptcy bounce. Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's because of how money works. People that own it higher, they're buying more now to lower their cost average now that they've claimed their bankruptcy and they're restructuring. They're lowering their risk. They're looking to lower, and I should back up. They're actually adding more risk, but they're looking to lower their risk as far as lowering their cost average. So when it does come back up, they either can get out for profit or not lose as much.
And in our next one.
So that's why you see that bounce.
And our next one is possible winners.
Hold on here. So all the others just really much talk about the bankruptcy and whatnot.
It says a possible winner of
from WeWork's troubles. Yeah.
It's Alex Newman.
They're talking about the founder of WeWork who cashed out a bunch of money. That's what they're talking about. But he's no longer part of WeWork anymore. So WeWork stock has continued the strange trend of the bankruptcy bounce. You know, that's a good thing. Good thing. We like to see that, right? So there's an article on that. I'm not going to read it, but we know that it's bouncing up. And we know that it, you know, that's very, very positive after they claimed bankruptcy. And again, the bankruptcy that they claimed is to restructure. It's not the bankruptcy where you go out of business. It's the bankruptcy for you to restructure your business with a small chance to get things right. You know, there's that potential they could get it right. Gerrick, I think that covers pretty much all the moves in all our stocks today. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. So, Gerrick, I think that covers all the moves in our stocks today. We made some moves, right?
Yeah, Vizio was higher. We bought Virgin Galactic.
We bought more Peloton.
Yeah, WeWork.
And we sold Broadcom, right?
Yeah.
We set Broadcom for a sell.
On Monday.
Yep. So we have a lot going on. We bought our dollar's worth of Virgin Galactic. We bought more Peloton. We set Broadcom for a sell. This week, let's see how it shakes out. We may go sideways this week.
It might.
Or we may find support and shoot up this week as well. We're just going to have to see what this week brings us, right?
Yeah.
Because we understand one thing, Gerrick. What is that? When value meets vision.
Or it could be when vision meets
value. It could. But when value meets vision, when you have the vision to see something to success and nobody is valuing it, suddenly when you see it to success, finally you get the value that you deserve, right? So there's going to be times in your life where
you'll fail or you'll make mistakes.
Exactly. There's going to be times in your life where you make mistakes and people don't see a lot of value in you.
Yeah,
but you have to continue with your vision, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be times in your life where somebody hurts you and it's hard to see value in a situation or a person or even a stock on the market. And during those times, what you have to do? You have to dig deep and find the good, right? You have to find the good in people, the good in a bad situation, the good in a bad trade, so you know where to buy it just at the right time. You got to dig deep and you got to find the good during those times. And you've got to let your value meet your vision, right? Well, Gerrick, before we go, we need to remind them two things. The first thing I want to remind them about is our Facebook group. Any moves we make throughout the week in between episodes,
you can join our group called Trading with G.
And you'll be the first to know about them. Trading with G. There's a link in the description of this video. And the other thing we need to remind them is to do what? And subscribe to our channel. Oh. Well, this is Dwayne.
And Gerrick.
Reminding you, manage the ride.
And you will master the type.
Until next time. Bye now, everyone.
Bye.